The town of Sprinkleton was small and bright. It was a place where everyone knew each other, and the streets were always filled with laughter and joy. It smelled like sugar and sunshine. The aroma of freshly baked cookies wafted through the air, making it impossible to resist. Felix the fox lived there. He had a secret. He loved cookies. Every day he would dream about the delicious treats waiting for him at the bakery. Every day, Felix would visit Mrs. Muffin's shop. It was magical. The shop was like a little piece of heaven on earth for him. The shop had a big yellow door. It was the most cheerful door in all of Sprinkleton. It always smelled like warm cookies. The scent was so inviting that it made everyone feel at home.
I love this smell. It's the best part of my day.
Felix would sniff the air. His tail would wag. He couldn't contain his excitement. Mrs. Muffin always had a cookie ready for Felix. She knew how much he loved them. He was her favorite customer. She always had a special treat just for him.
Here you go, Felix, my favorite customer. Enjoy your treat.
Felix would gobble up the cookie. It was the highlight of his day.
Thank you, Mrs. Muffin. You make the best cookies in the world.
He loved everything about the cookie shop. He loved the smell, the cookies, and especially Mrs. Muffin. It was his favorite place in the whole wide world. One day, Felix noticed something different. Mrs. Muffin looked sad. Her smile was gone.
What's wrong?
Mrs. Muffin sighed.
I might have to close my shop.
Close, but why?
Not enough people are buying my cookies.
Felix knew he had to help.
Don't worry, Mrs. Muffin. I'll deliver your cookies.
Mrs. Muffin gave Felix a big basket. It was full of cookies.
Be careful, Felix. These cookies are very special.
Felix grabbed the basket. He was ready for an adventure. He would save Mrs. Muffin's shop. He ran out the door. Felix skipped down the road, his heart light and his steps even lighter. He was excited to deliver the cookies to his friends. The basket felt warm and cozy in his hands. Suddenly the cookies started to wiggle and squirm. Felix stopped in his tracks. What was happening? To his astonishment, the cookies jumped out of the basket. They grew arms and legs right before his eyes. They started to run around, creating a lively scene.
Wait, come back!
He couldn't believe his eyes. The cookies were alive and moving. They were giggling and causing chaos everywhere they went. A sugar cookie with sprinkles zipped past him in a blur. A chocolate chip cookie with big eyes tripped over a rock, tumbling head over heels. A gingerbread man with gumdrop buttons did a little dance, twirling and spinning. Felix had to catch them before they caused more trouble. This was turning into a wild and frantic cookie chase.
Catch me if you can, one cookie taunted.
Oops, watch out! Felix shouted as he dodged a rolling cookie.
Felix chased the cookies through Sprinkleton. He called for help. His friends came running. The village was in